gap between Seaton and Lowndes. So Lowndes continues to eat into Seaton's lead.
Well, it's been a long time between drinks for Glenn Seaton. He's gone 27 rounds in the Shell Championship Series without a win. His last victory was round 6 at Eastern Creek in his championship year back in 1997. So things have been very tough for Seaton the last few seasons. He'll be relishing this.
And so would FTR, who are yet to be standing top of the podium.
And don't you worry, when Sito's got a sniff of the lead like that, he's always really hard to beat. I mean, he now is driving. You have a look. He's driving the car really well. I mean, he's using all the road everywhere. He's trying to drive it very straight. You watch Glenn drive this car, you'll notice that even on the exit of this is a second gear, really slow corner. There's no opposite lock on the car. So when he drives it so conservatively for the rear tyre that he always gets the best of them. That's why he's been so successful in the series.
What's been the turnaround with the cars this weekend, Mark? Because they've had some pretty disastrous opening rounds.
Well, I don't think that they've been able to tune them well enough for the respective circuits, to be honest, Mark. That's the fact. I think at some places they've been really good, and other places not. You look at the car there when it comes off the corner there. He was just asking the pit crew how many laps to go. And with 10 laps to go, he'll take a fair bit of beating. There's no doubt about it. The gap is back to 2.3 seconds.
Yeah, so Lowndes taking half a second out there.
And you can see Lowndes across every curve. You can see with the background. So he's pressing on.
Lowndes is on a qualifying. You can see the tail hanging out there as he flicked it through the centre chicane. He's giving it absolutely everything. And you can be damn sure that Seaton and Crompton are doing it as well.
Shades.
Crompton could be the spoiler in the pack here.
Certainly could be. Shades of Lowndes' aggressive drive from the rear of the grid last season to first place in Leg 2 of the Adelaide 500. Now, trying to get past Neil Crompton as quickly as he possibly can. And he'll be out after Glenn Seaton, no doubt about it. 2.3 seconds is the gap at the moment. They head into speed stick turn off the Adelaide straight. Look at Lowndes monstering the curbs up onto two wheels. But Seaton leads from Lowndes.
Absolutely thrilling finish heading here for the Clipsal 500. Let's check him out on the Shell Helix board at the moment. Seaton, Lowndes closing the gap. 2.3 seconds now. Stephen Richards in third, Radisich fourth, Tander fifth, Murphy, Johnson, John Bow rounding out the top 8.
We go to Bargwana, Faulkner, Longhurst, Todd Kelly, Cameron McLean and Craig Baird. This is going to be an enthralling finish. Stay with us here in Adelaide.
After 71 of 78 laps, this is what it's come down to. Ford versus Holden. Craig Lowndes passing Neil Crompton, who was riding shotgun for race leader Glenn Seaton and his teammate. Lowndes now in pursuit of Seaton. This is going to be one of the closest and most fiercely fought battles of the year.
The Holden fans are on their feet, Billy. And no wonder, Lowndes is on a charge. We can see Bow here getting caught in a collision with Todd Kelly. Oh, both of them have clouded the wall. At the very end of the Brabham Straight, the right-hander. It's another look at it.
It looks like the two wheels have actually caught up.
Yeah.
Like the wheels have grabbed each other and turned the car left. Like both of them obviously didn't have much road there, but the cars don't turn left for no reason. So it looks like the wheels have got caught up together. And the steering arms, obviously, there's a broken steering arm on one of the cars and just fired in the fence.
Last lap around, Lowndes had taken out 0.4 of a second out of Seaton.
This is what he's all about, folks. 6 laps remaining in the Clipsal 500 race 1. Ford versus Holden, the classic battle on the streets of Adelaide. 7 laps remaining. Can Craig Lowndes do it? 6 laps remaining, I should say. Can Craig Lowndes do it?
This is an amazing performance and what the series is all about. Ford versus Holden. FTR leading the Holden racing team at the moment. These two guys are going absolutely flat out. Seaton a 1:27.60 the last time around, and Lowndes has gone even quicker, a 1:27.37. 0.01 of a second is the gap between the two of them. Grant?
Yep, here with Rodney Forbes. Obviously that tangle with Murph has put you out, mate. Just talk us through it. What happened?
Yeah, I was basically the faster cars were coming through, and I'd been waving through in positions that it was convenient to me and just holding my line, and Greg had tried a couple of times but hadn't gone through with it, and then he's just punted me off coming through the chicane in the first corner there. It's very disappointing. We haven't had the car to do what we need to do here this weekend, and we've just been slowly plugging away at it, and it's very disappointing. Hard luck. Thank you.
Bumper to bumper racing. We're coming down to the crunch time now. This is out the back view of Glenn Seaton's Falcon. You cannot be any closer, Craig Lowndes. Ford, Livet, on-board camera, you're fighting in this battle with these two professionals. Glenn Seaton under maximum attack.
Look at Lowndes on the outside. He won't be able to do that there. Seaton has got the line covered into Mistral corner. Nothing separating these two. Ford versus Holden. We have got 5 laps left to go now. Can Lowndes get through chicane. This is going to be a classic finish to race one of the Clipsal 500.
Down through the centre chicane, up Wakefield Street once again, the crowd going there. The Ford and Holden fans are screaming as they come up towards some lap traffic. Gary Holt in the Eastern Creek karting machine, hoping to give some racing room as they cut through. Look at Lowndes running inside.
He's made the move, and Seaton's got the line covered for the next one through this complex here. Listen to the crowd on their feet here around the streets. Oh, no! Muscles his way past. He's got him. Lowndes has got Seaton. That's a brilliant move. Listen to the fans.
Scavey, this place is in meltdown. The crowd's going mad.
It's on me, I can hold it. They've had a rub there, and there's smoke coming off the left-hand front tyre of Craig's. And don't you worry, Cito hasn't quit yet either. Oh, the left yard's pretty hurt. Cito hasn't quit yet because that was a pretty bold move, and he'll be back on with it again.
It ain't over. That is for sure.
Here we go on the outside.
Crompton coming for the ride as well. Seaton desperately trying to get around Lowndes. Lowndes has got the line covered. How much damage has the Holden Racing Team Commodore got, and can he get it to the line in first place?
34-year-old Glenn Seaton, 27 Shell Championship rounds without a win. It's been a long time between drinks for the Victorian, and he's not going to give up without a fight. Right by Lowndes.
Oh, he's giving it a hit. Oh, this is fantastic, isn't it?
4 laps left to go, and it is on for young and old folks. Glenn Seaton throwing out the charge to 25-year-old Craig Lowndes. 3 times Lowndes has won the Shell Championship Series, and Seaton did it in 93 and again in 97. These two guys well credentialed and going hammer-and-tong at the moment.
Craig Lowndes, third in the championship this year. Seaton in 7th. Final points on the point now. 80 points for the winner here. It's a crucial championship round. Everyone knew that coming into this one. But this is more than that. This is blood and guts. This is Ford versus Holden. There's pride on the line here. The Shell Helix replay. Let's have a look at this, Scovey.
This is the classic crisscross. Craig's up the outside, then back the inside. Crisscross back up the inside. Nowhere for Glenn to cover him for the next one, and obviously got him. Glenn got caught in the middle of the next corner because he was going to go back up the inside up Bartels Road.
There are some very nervous faces in the Holden Racing Team pit and at FTR at the moment. Lots of nail biting going on. We are counting down to the finish of race 1 of the Clipsal 500. Craig Lowndes is your leader. This has been a stunning performance from the 25-year-old. He gets it sideways off Brabham Straight, and Seaton is still in the hunt. He's got lights ablaze and hoping that the lap traffic will stay out of the way.
Can Glenn Seaton find any more speed? A little bit of a breathing space there now for Lowndes, but that was tremendous nail-biting stuff. The crowd are going absolutely mad along pit straight. They saw Lowndes turn it on last year. 2 magnificent victories, particularly the second one from last to first. 3 laps remaining. Well, it's got a lot more pressure here with Glenn Seaton. There's a tangle back in the pack.
That is Anthony Tratt in the Toll Express machine, and Larkham goes around in sympathy. McLean takes evasive action as well. So they're all in there.
Can Glenn Seaton respond? He's just hovering in the rearview mirror of Craig Lowndes. Neil Crompton sitting in behind his teammate. Looks like he might just have a little bit of an advantage here, Mark Scope.
Yeah, look, I think he's probably strong enough now, and I think probably Glenn now has also said, if we're going to keep on going at that speed, we're going to take a fair few risks. The major points are on the table for tomorrow.
Yep.
Make sure you can start on the front row of the grid. It's probably a pretty wise thing.
This is a fantastic performance from Garth Tander. After his 2 pit stops, he was well down. Has now moved up to 4th place. Now that is Cameron McLean on the back of the Adelaide straight.
Well, we saw a very strong performance from the Queenslander last year. He actually finished 6th in his first race in the Adelaide 500, but that's not the way he wanted to finish race 1.
Look at Bargwana now muscling Greg Murphy as we work towards the end of this one. Bargwana in 8th place, Murphy in 7th, and it's on as well between the other Valvoline Cummins Commodore and the other Kmart Commodore. Tander, he's all over the back of Stephen Richards.
I think you've got to say that Stephen Johnson's done a pretty good job today, and look at this tangle a bit further back in the pack. Larry Perkins, he really has been in the thick of things all day. Mark Poole, the John Deere Commodore, spins it around. Larry sneaks through the inside. So too does Thomas Mazera and Wayne Wakefield. So no damage there.
2 laps left to go. So Craig Lowndes has come across the start-finish line and has gotten the 2 laps left to go. Bargwana has managed to get through on Greg Murphy, so he's moved himself 1 further forward. Barg's now up into 7th place.
And Garth Tander looks like he's got through on Steve Richards also. So the Valvoline cars have just grabbed the Kmart cars on with 2 laps to go.
Stephen Johnson, just 25 years of age from Brisbane. son of 5-time Australian touring car champion Dick Johnson. And he's been doing an outstanding job. He had no track time on Friday due to an engine misfire.
And this is his first ever attempt at the Adelaide circuit.
Absolutely. Only 14 championship starts. And he's a guy with a big future. He's used his head, obviously. He's survived. Looks like the car doesn't have any damage on it. And that puts him in a very strong position for tomorrow's 250k race.
Working towards the end of this one. There is Craig Lowndes, your leader. As he comes across the start-finish line this time around, he will get the last lap forward. So Lowndes leads from Seaton. There you can see on your screen the split, 2.16 seconds.
I think fitness might have been a factor in here too, Mark Scope. It's an incredibly tough race, isn't it?
Look, to be honest, I don't really think so, Mark. I think that, look, it's obviously a very tough race, and fitness is a big issue, but I don't think fitness was a big thing in this particular instance. I think that probably at the end of the race, our car was pretty good. You could see now on the last lap that Craig, has been able to drive the car very hard at a time where probably Glenn couldn't.
We are on our way.
I mean, that's really the result.
Yeah.
We're on our way home, folks. Race 1 of the Clipsal 500, and Craig Lowndes leads, has resumed here in Adelaide in the place where he left off at the end of 1999.
Well, you just can't touch this bloke around here. It's quite incredible performance. 2 wins last year. And looking like he's repeating that performance in the season 2000. He certainly kicked it off pretty well today.
Marvellous effort, and really now pulling out a huge gap. I think you're quite right, Mark, basically that Glenn has obviously made the decision with 160 points up for grabs tomorrow. It's obviously a better move to play it safe.
Oh, no doubt he wants to start on the front row of the grid, and it's a pretty clever thing to do if you're going to take risks and potentially have a spin or whatever. Oh,
goodness me.
That's all you need is someone to turn around in front of you there. That's
Chris
fantastic.
Merton on the final few corners. How nervous would Craig Lowndes be after that? He works towards the finish of this one, folks. Heading down now past this huge field of Holden fans.
Well, there were some people thinking that Craig Lowndes, after 3 championships, may have been lacking a bit of motivation. Well, he certainly proved them wrong. That was absolutely on fire stuff.
Sensational effort from the 25-year-old sideways onto the front straight here at Adelaide. Craig Lowndes takes out race 1 of the Clipsal 500. Well done. The Holden Racing team rejoice. And as I said, he resumes where he left off after the second leg of the 99 race. Adelaide is Lowndes territory at the moment. Well done to Glenn Seaton. He gets home in second place. Can't speak highly enough either of the performance of Garth Tander. Have a look at this all the way to the wire. Stephen Johnson and Jason Bargwanna, and I think Johnson has just gotten there by a fraction. So we'll recap them for you. Lowndes, Seaton, Garth Tander, who started from pole, pitted late in the piece, has finished 3rd. So that's a great result for the Gary Rogers Valvoline Cummins team. Stephen Richards brings the Kmart Commodore home in 4th place. Well done to the Bathurst winner. Paul Radisich 5th, Stephen Johnson 6th, Jason Bargwanna 7th, Murphy 8th, Tony Longhurst 9th, and John Faulkner in the Asia Online Commodore finishes in 10th place. Well, folks, we are only at the halfway mark. Can you believe it? Another 250k race to go tomorrow. Barry Sheen is down with Jeff Gregg.